This is becoming a filthy habit. So, I have went to see Nope in theaters recently. It wasn't much of a packed theater. I mean, weirdly enough, it was the second day this movie was out, and we went to go and see it on IMAX, which I think is the best way to see this movie is in IMAX because again, this was like a movie Jordan Peele was trying to make where people will go to the theater to see. And I can see why. He really wanted to make this a spectacle of a movie. And yeah, he accomplished that. But also, with him saying he wanted to make a spectacle, he also wanted to bring in a message about spectacles as well, I guess. And he does a good job at showing that in this movie. Now, is it good as Get Out? Is it good as Us? I mean, Us for me was fine, but it was the horror that really did scare the shit out of me, thinking that there would be another clone of me somewhere buried in the underground, and the horror and realization of how did these people do that? How did the government make these clones of people? How did they accomplish that? But that's it. It's just a mystery and the unknown that scares you. Get Out has that quality I liked of like, oh, it's about like you would think it's about racism, but the whole horror about that movie is something else completely different where it wasn't even about racism and you're left like, oh geez, that's fucked. It's hilarious, but it's fucked up. And I think out of Jordan Peele's three movies, I don't think nothing has topped Get Out. Like nothing has topped Get Out. Like there's still interesting movies. I love how it's original. I love how it's creative what it does and how they do other things in the movie that I do enjoy. I really did like a lot of things. I will be going into spoilers and a lot of details about this movie, so if you haven't seen this movie, go out and see it. So I said that this is a movie that's amazing to watch on IMAX, but is it really worth rushing to the theater and getting tickets and going out to watch it? Well, if you are a fan of sci-fi and and such, or if you're a fan of Spielberg's work in the early days, like mainly horror stuff that Spielberg has done in the early days, like the movie Duel or Jaws that he's done in the past. And if you do like to see an original or creative way how to handle a similar story that's kind of like Jaws, and there it is original and it is interesting what I will say so, then yeah, you could go and buy a ticket, watch in the theater, or for in my opinion, you can just wait. I don't see much people talking about it that much, but then again, it's because the movie just came out and I can't assume everyone's opinion about like, oh, I like this, oh, I love this. This was actually pretty awesome to watch and go in the theater with. It is. I will say it is a better movie to go out to the theater and watch compared to when I saw Thor: Love and Thunder a while back, uh, this month, and I will say this movie is better to go and see the theater. I'm not disappointed. I was glad I went to the theater and watched this, unlike few other films. But I say it is nice to see it in a bigger screen. I have not been in an IMAX screen for a very long time, and seeing this movie on that big screen, it's really fucking awesome. I did get a Halloween Ends trailer before the movie started. I'm sorry, it just I when I saw that trailer for Halloween Ends, I was like thinking to myself, like, oh god. There was a lot of horror movie trailers, a lot of horror movies that are coming out this year. And then there was this lone movie that's here to say, oh, by the way, here's our Oscar bait movie quota that we're gonna hit in the winter time, in the holiday season. And of course it shows up and I'm like, oh, we're doing this? True story? And I was like scared about it, thinking, "Oh God, why now? Why are we doing this movie now? Why haven't we did this a while back? Maybe we have done it, and I haven't heard of it. But geez, we're doing it now." I won't say what, but if you've seen the trailers before, Nope, then you know. Yeah. I want to get off the bat about why the movie's called Nope. Because the main characters are just playing things smart and also like on stuff that they don't want to do. Like Kiki Palmer's character Emerald, she when she refuses to do hard work, she would say nope. And then when Daniel Kaluuya sees some character, his character, I think his character's name was OJ, and yes, everyone starts to look at him when they hear his name is OJ and like, what? But his which they don't know what that's like people are like thinking, well, that's unfortunate that his name is OJ. And it's because the reason why his name is OJ is because he's named after his father, so his name is Otis Jr., basically. And uh he says nope also when he comes across like his car stops powering down because the alien, the UFO, the UFO is like it powers down electricity if it ever comes close to anybody, and he's there trapped in his car trying to like see if he can escape, and he goes and then he sees that the rain has stopped, like the whole storm has stopped, and he goes and opens his car door, sees the UFO above him, and he doesn't even try to escape because he knows that if he runs out there, he's gonna die. He's like, yeah, hell no, I'm not doing this. Nope. And that's the whole thing about the movie. The whole Nope thing, the title and what the characters say, it's basically a gag and also a nod to people in like audiences, like the audiences in horror movies saying, nope, no, 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 don't you dare fucking go down there. I mean, even in the movie Candyman, the new one, where what was it? The protagonist's girlfriend or love interest, where she was trying to investigate on what happened to him, and she sees a dark basement in the laundromat that she went to. She's like, nope, and then just close the door. or, or that made me laugh. I think it's kind of similar to that. And I did like Candyman. That movie was actually pretty good. Um, and that's the whole thing. The reason why it's called Nope, basically. I feel like Jordan Peele has made his titles of movies just one word at this point. Like the only title for a movie that he's done that has been only two words is Get Out. And now he went to one word titles, and one is Us, and the other is Nope. And yeah, I did enjoy a few things about this movie. The whole basic premise is that once they find out that aliens exist, the two siblings, the brother and sister M and OJ, they go and try to capture footage of the alien, but they want to capture footage or at least evidence and proof where people wouldn't say, oh, that's fake. Oh, that's not real. They would want to capture a shot or a high quality like footage of this alien because most footage of aliens is crappy and shitty and out of focus constantly, and they want to capture a shot that would make it oh, that is interesting, that is not fake. And even when they get the footage, I kept thinking to myself, I don't know, I feel like there's going to be a lot of trolls on the internet that's going to say fake and gay when they see that image. I don't know. That's just me. When they actually get it, I'm like, I don't know. people will people will deny it and say, nope, that's not a fucking alien. Whatever. That's not it. I don't think people will believe that. But I'm guessing the whole movie, it by the end of it, I'm guessing it's not the point at at that moment because there's something more important that happens in the movie where mostly the main characters are more concerned about themselves and less concerned about the shot that they made to capture real proof of aliens existing. I guess they started to care after losing their dad and like a few other people that got killed in the process. It's more like now they're like, no, I'm we're more concerned about stopping this thing or showing people like evidence this thing exists, and hopefully the government can take it down themselves and to save people, and more importantly save themselves in the process, like more like caring about it. Because I guess the whole process of the movie, which the movie does begin slow, is to develop the characters and see how the brother and the sister are far apart from each other and how they differ from, with one being hardworking and the other one more concerned about being an actor or a Hollywood star with minimal effort as possible to try and accomplish that. Uh, and the more like they get into deep with this alien, the more they get into deep with it to the point that it starts to become hostile, it does bring them more closer together by the end of the film, which is nice. I think that's a nice little thing. Like they don't give a shit about the money or the fame anymore. They now care about each other. They're now more concerned about themselves, which I do like that. That's a nice little message that fame is means nothing. You're more concerned about the people you care about more than just money and fame, because money and fame is temporary, but family is and friends are forever, which that's a little nice message right there that I liked. The people around you will be with you forever, while fame and money could disappear in an instant. And when they show the shots of the UFO in this movie, it's amazing. Like the camera angles, the way it sneaks up in the clouds when you see it, or the way it would be over the mountains or hiding. I say it was. I think it's pretty cool, these shots. You're scared to see like what's in the clouds. Like you hear this noise that this alien makes constantly, and it's like passing by over, and you know when it passes by, once the technology starts to go down and it starts to drop, and when it passes over and you see its presence, you know when its presence is coming. Once the a lot of the technology goes down or goes back up, it is very scary to think, what is this alien going to do? What is it gonna uh who is it gonna kill? Who is its next victim, its prey, its target? Um and you see, once the tech goes down, you're thinking, oh, it's gonna kill someone, oh, it's gonna go and attack and eat someone. And it could happen, but so far it doesn't for a while. And there's a lot of like, I think I liked how the tidbits about the movie is where it shows what this creature doesn't eat, or no, it's a feral creature. Like it doesn't know to distinct what is real and what is fake. For example, they take a statue of a horse. This alien takes a statue of a horse, and it gets stuck in its windpipe, basically, and it's stuck there for like the majority of the time, for half the movie, and it finally comes out. It finally does get this disgusting metal beast out, and you see that this creature doesn't like eat metal stuff. Like metal doesn't agree with it, and but unless it's all if it's a fleshy, like, oh, I will kill humans, it will. And I think me and my dad had a funny realization when the alien is taking like all the metal out of its stomach, or all like the discarded bloody bits of humans out of its body as well. We came to a sudden realization. This is the alien taking a shit. I mean it. Like, this is the alien taking shit. Because when we find out the UFO is not like your typical technology, giant metal spaceship with individual aliens. No, it's one alien. It's one alien. It's a giant beast that is trying to eat people in its own land, in its own territorial land, waiting to strike, waiting to kill someone if it looks it dead in the eyes, whatever eyes it has, and kill someone. And I was trying to figure out, was it individual aliens, or is it just one alien in particular? And we find out it's one alien, basically, because you see the people And once you see Stephen Yun's character, his family, and all the innocent bystanders of an audience come in looking at this alien, all of them, they start to get devoured, eaten. Like all of them are entering it. And you can tell, like, it looks like a stomach. Like, it looks like they're being digested. And it's kind of terrifying. And I say it's terrifying because that is like you're seeing yourself claustrophobic. You're seeing yourself being digested by this alien. You're about to be murdered. You're about to be killed. You're being eaten by this thing. And I was like wondering what the heck is it? Especially with the opening credits. You're like, what am I looking through? What am I looking through? And that's looking at the sky, and you find out you're inside basically the belly of the beast. And that that freaks me out. That really freaks me out. Being claustrophobic with a bunch of people. I mean, I've had that happen, like in like a playpen or like a playpen or something, like the McDonald's play place where you're claustrophobic and you're surrounded by a bunch of kids, or the Chuck E. Cheese kind of like playground place as well, where you're trapped and you're scared and you're claustrophobic and you're feeling like you're gonna die. I kind of had those feelings, and that feeling kind of like no, 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 I don't like this. I don't like this. I don't understand a few things in this movie, and maybe it's because I am too stupid to realize it or what. I didn't understand the point about Stephen Yun's whole backstory, because the movie started out to confuse me with what the fuck is going on. There was a scene in the movie where it begins, and I hear like a TV show, and it's a show called Gordy. Gordy's Home, I think it was called, and it was about a chimpanzee named Gordy, and I was like, a chimp named Gordy? And if you're old like me, you would immediately think about the pig Gordy from the movie Gordy. I was like thinking, isn't Gordy more of a pig name? I don't know. It just feels like a more of a pig name to me than a chimpanzee name. And, and when I saw this beginning, you hear the chimpanzee go like in the like everywhere in the theater, like because you like it's the speakers that go side to side and you hear it everywhere. And I was like, what's going on? And then the movie begins with a fucking chimpanzee in a birthday hat, wearing clothes, and he's covered in blood. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? And then it's explained that Stephen Young's character, he was a child actor who saw this experience and isn't traumatized at the least, or he is, but even though he is traumatized, he is exploiting and profiting on his trauma, and also the trauma and fucked up shit that happened to his co-stars, even sending out a co-star of his that got brutally beaten by a chimpanzee, and she looks deformed, and her face looks ripped apart, which honestly I don't understand how the fuck this certain character survived. And if you're wondering who the character is, it's that person that looks deformed and defaced in the trailer. I think you guys know who I'm talking about, and that's the person that survived. And I'm like, how do you survive that? Because we saw the chimpanzee bashing this woman's head like apart in the movie, and I was like, there's no way she survived that. Do you know the strength of a fucking chimpanzee? Like, it can kill you. Like, this monkey could just destroy the shit out of you with just the bashing of its fucking fist. And it's also more fucked up that this chimpanzee ate this woman's face also, because you can hear it making like gnawing sounds, like like fleshy bits are being eaten apart. Like you start to squirm, thinking that like, oh god, and then it's 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 something I never expected to see in the movie, where it's like, oh, here's this side plot about Stephen Yeun, about that starts to exploit his traumatized experience, and then he talks about Chris Kattan from SNL making a joke or a skit about the situation, and he's playing Gordy, and I'm like, that seems like bad taste, don't you think? To joke about people who died, got defaced by a fucking chimpanzee, and then like say, yeah, let's make an SNL skit about that and fuck things up, even though it's fucked up. It's even more fucked up when they show like a Mad magazine of the chimpanzee, and instead of it being covered in blood, it's covered in birthday cake frosting and such. And I'm like, this, what the fuck? I thought it was hilarious because it's like these people start to like make a fucked up situation hilarious. Like, remember when people died and a kid got traumatized? Let's make fun of that. Which the weird thing is, Stephen Yeun isn't, with his character, he's not phased about it. He doesn't care. He's more like, oh, let me just get a lot of money for doing this job, because, you know, I can make market from the experience, which he does. And I was trying to figure out, what was the point of it? Like, what was the point of the fucking monkey scene? It doesn't come back to us whatsoever to explain there was a purpose to it. Like, at all. Maybe a purpose for the audience, I'm guessing, but for the characters, I say nothing. Because when Stephen Yeun is like, he starts to exploit a lot more things. Like, he saw the alien, and he wanted to exploit that alien and show it to the audience and say, are you ready to see some shit? And and I was like, okay, what's your plan here? And the whole point of this scene was just to see that Stephen Yeun was stupid to look the alien dead in the eye, which we find out that if you look at a predator who's territorial, or like an animal who is territorial, like in the eye, it will get hostile and it would kill you. And that's what happens to Stephen Yeun's character. And I guess when I guess, since he's not an expert at taming animals, but OJ is because he worked on a farm taming horses. Uh, Steven Yeun thinks that he could do the same with an alien because I guess the whole point is that he feels he can do the same thing with an alien because he worked with a chimpanzee on a sitcom with because the freaking like chimpanzee didn't kill him. The chimpanzee Gordy, he just looked at him. He looked at Stephen Yeun as a little boy, and he tried to do a fist bump with him with his bloody knuckles. He tried to do a fist bump with Stephen Yeun before getting shot by, I'm guessing, police. And he thinks, I guess, like, well, since I had a strong connection with Gordy, I think I can bring this alien around and show him to a bunch of audiences, just like how I did in a TV show, not knowing, kid, that chimpanzee was trained, motherfucker. You think you can do it, but you can't, and you can see he can't. And you can see that horse that he tried to use as bait for the alien to take and kill didn't work because that horse is smart, thinking, no, you bitches are gonna die. I ain't leaving this fucking spot. I don't know. Maybe I missed the point of why they showed the the flashback to Stephen Yeun's character of being traumatized to an experience and seeing he wants to exploit it for profit. Maybe it's because he was more greedy than than M and OJ, because at first they want to exploit it to get famous and get money, and then the moment the situation changed when a bunch of people died, they're now doing it to save people, but also save each other in the end too. To just because they want to beat this creature whatever it takes, which they just want to get footage of it to start to go and see if anyone will take notice and take down the beast. And they do, but they ended up taking the beast down themselves, which I'm guessing the whole point of the flashback scene was to show like this giant big hot air like balloon, this giant balloon of Stephen Yeun, to go and lure the alien to that, and look at, and this, since it's like it has a face, like anything with a face and eyes, the alien thinks it's real. And the alien's looking at Stephen Yeun's balloon dead in the eye, and I guess it's symbolism to that day that Stephen Yeun got got killed. Well, not killed, like when he looked at Gordy dead in the eye before doing the fist bump. And I guess that was before the before Gordy got killed and before the alien got killed. So I'm guessing that's the symbolism behind that, but still I feel it was kind of pointless. I don't know. I might be missing the point. um but it is okay. I thought the movie was okay. I think Jordan Peele does an excellent job with with the characters. I think he does an excellent job creating suspense and and a really good finale, like a really cool action filled climax that has a lot of tension and um and a lot of great visuals. I say like the alien is the best CGI effect in the movie. I think they did a pretty good job with the alien special effects. They didn't do well with the chimpanzee special effects because that chimpanzee looked fake as fuck. I mean, when I first saw it on the screen at the beginning of the movie, I was like, wow, that's just Caesar from Planet of the Apes. that's just that's just Caesar and specifically Rise of the Planet of the Apes when the CGI wasn't that good yet until it got better in Dawn and War. I just looked at that CGI effect like, yeah, I think they put all their money on the alien more than the monkey. I do like how interesting of an idea it is because it's different than most movies I've seen that would just do a throwaway plot and do the same kind of story over and over again. This one does something creative. I say like I never seen that kind of concept before where the UFO was actually just an alien, feral alien creature. And I do love that idea of, oh wow, it's just a creature that wants to eat and devour and hunt its prey, which is funny to say that because since another alien movie is going to come out about hunting prey as well, which is the movie Prey, which is also another Predator movie that's coming out I think next month in August. Uh, so it was actually pretty cool to see that it was just a feral like creature, kind of like a cheetah or a tiger trying to hunt prey and eating it to feed. And I did like that. I did like that was the whole thing. It was just a feral alien creature wanting to eat and wants to say like, I am the king of this land. This is my land. Y'all motherfuckers will not take me out of my hunting ground. And I do like that idea. I thought that was very creative, kind of like again like Jaws. Overall, I think I give this a solid 7.7 out of 10 for me. It's okay. I enjoyed it. I thought it was okay. I was very shocked to see this actor who was playing a cameraman. Can't like he was this actor. I know this actor. I was like wondering where have I seen this actor before, and he had that distinct, deep, raspy voice. I was like, who is he? I know I've heard him from somewhere, and I remembered he was in The Crow with Brandon Lee. He was the bad guy. I was like, oh, that's him, and I just like, wow, I haven't seen this man well since The Crow. I have no idea how long it's been since I've seen Kiki Palmer in something. Like, it's been very long. I have not seen her in a lot. She doesn't look like she's aged that much. She still looks like the same I've last seen her in a movie. And man, I'm glad she's getting more work. Daniel Kaluuya, as usual, he is an amazing actor. I did like him in this as well. I don't know if he's gonna be in that new Black Panther movie, Wakanda Forever, that's coming out soon. I saw a trailer of that recently. Hopefully that's good. Um, yeah, I think I like the main characters in the movie more. I'm not sure about the actor who played Angel. I don't know. I kind of was like, this dude. But then again, I guess it's because he's just the comic relief. shockingly enough, the comic relief doesn't die because usually the comic relief kind of does die in a movie. I mean, sometimes. If you're a fan of Jordan Peele, I think you might like this. If you're a fan of sci-fi, you would like this as well, especially if you like original ideas from movies, or original kind of takes on them as well. I think this movie is for you, and I do like original stuff for from movies that is worth going to the theater for, worth watching uh, at all, to be honest. And I think I was left in the theater uh pretty like satisfied that I watched it. I wasn't planning to watch it at all because I mean the first trailer did got my interest, but the second trailer started to make me say, nah, I don't want to watch this. Because the second trailer felt blah to me, where I was like thinking, is this a horror movie? And I think that was the point, I guess. Because I guess Jordan Peele wanted to do a Spielberg like horror movie that harkens back to Spielberg's early days of his work, of what he used to direct first in his career, which was again Jaws, and also Duel, which is also a movie that was very tension high as well. So, because I guess the first two movies were a different kind of genre on its own of horror. Like Get Out was its own kind of horror. I'm guessing, would it be considered body horror? No, I think it's psychological as well. Like both movies, I guess, were psychological horrors that had different ways of telling that. Like Get Out was like a movie where people didn't know what to think about it until it got more uh like um like people started to warm up to it more and more, that Jordan Peele was like, I'm not doing comedies. I'm doing straight up horror. Where where people were very confused about that. Like, what? He's doing horror? Even I was confused because I remembered when I was in college and I was taking the transit to go to college, and I went on my phone to watch YouTube while I was on the bus because I had nothing else better to do but listen to stuff. And then I saw this trailer where it said, this is Jordan Peele's new movie that he is directing. And I was like, oh, is it a comedy that he's making? And then I watched the trailer and it was very horror filled. And I was like, wait, is there a different person named Jordan Peele? No, it's the same Jordan Peele. He's making a movie called Get Out, and it's a horror film. And I was so confused, thinking, really? And then when I watched the movie, it is good. I did like it. I really did. It was like there was a bit of comedy in there, but also was truly a horror film. And I was very confused, thinking like, he really legit wanted to make a horror movie? And then you find out that Jordan Peele got tired of doing comedy and he wanted to branch out into a actual passion of his, which is horror. And honestly, I don't blame the man. Like, if he's more comfortable in doing something different, because again, he's been doing comedy for almost all his life, which is true. He was on Mad TV with Keegan, and then they did other comedy, and then after that, they went to do their show Key and Peele, and then they started to do the movie Keanu, and after that, after Keanu, which was in what, like 2015 that movie came out? Or 2016, like the year after that, he did Get Out. It is a bit of a whiplash when you find out like that was funny, Keanu was hilarious, and then next year he's doing a horror movie. Yeah. And then he does Us, which I also thought was pretty good as well, but not as great as Get Out. I also did see Us in the theater, and now I saw Nope in the theater. And the more I talk about Nope, I am leaning towards saying that I think Nope, for me, kind of ranks kind of higher for me as an interesting movie than Us. I mean, I did like Us. There is horror to it, but Us, I felt like I think Jordan Peele said it. It was a movie where he had to tell people like I'm doing horror and I'm gonna make you guys lenient by making it more a bit comedic, but also a bit more horrific as well to show you guys that I am serious about doing horror movies. And he's proven himself quite well with doing that, with making horror movies that he is accustomed to, that he grew up with as a kid, and I like that. Like he's very passionate about making these movies, and I can see that he doesn't want to be one note with these horror movies. He wants to tackle all types of horror, I'm guessing, from what he's been doing recently. And I'm liking that. And whatever he does next, I'm actually pretty interested because Jordan Peele is a master at his craft, and he's doing so far pretty great with what he's doing. Like I don't think he's made a bad film out of all three of these movies he's done. To my memory, to my eyes, I don't think he's made anything bad. I'm saying he's doing well for himself. And I'm honestly looking forward to what he does next, good or bad. I am very interested to what he would do in the future because he's so far killing it as a director. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you Wolfpack in the next one. Ciao, darlings, and remember, nope, not doing the intro. Not doing the outro. We're done!
Ow, ow, ow! Ow! Ow!